my goodness, with you. And a different view still with you. They stay with you every day for you. Through the highs and lows, they stay for you. It's so nice to feel appreciated and to know something's real. We're gonna fight every fight as a collective. We're gonna do just what's right as a collective. We're gonna move as one, never quit till it's done. Stay focused and selective and this collective. Through the stormy skies, they fight for you. When the world denies, they live for you. They fuck with you, on the block with you. Yes, they tick tock and lock with you. When things go wrong, they fuck with you. You haven't known them long, and they're there for you. We're standing strong, they stand with you. So bear with you, yeah, they bear with you. Oh, it's so nice to feel appreciated and to grow something real. We're gonna fight every fight as a collective. We're gonna do just what's right as a collective. We're gonna move as one, never quit till it's done. Stay focused and selective, Atlas collect. We're gonna fight every fight as a collective. We're gonna do just what's right as a collective. We're gonna move as one, never quit till it's done. Stay focused and selective, Atlas collective. Where you put it? We're gonna fight every fight as a collective. We're gonna do just what's right as a collective. We're gonna move as one, never quit till it's done. Stay focused and selective, Atlas collective. Stay focused and selective, Atlas collective. Stay focused and selective, Atlas collective. Grand rising, everybody. Hope everyone is doing great out there. Hope everyone is feeling great, doing great, and just in a mind of learning, and an abundance of learning, understanding, all of that. Um, so, more recently, um, astronomers discovered a interstellar tunnel that connects our solar system to other stars, right? So disconnect our soul system to other stars. And if you go by the as above, so below, as without, so within concept, then you can say that our soul is connected to the stars, right? And more recently, scientists have, astronomers and scientists have, studied and understood this. And now our solar system is connected to other systems. So when they came out with movies like Stargate, SG1, Stargate 11, all of these things, it could have had more truth to it than what they're leading on. There could be portals. Um, the parts that people talk about. They say that a lot of wars wasn't about, weapons of mass destruction. It might have been more so about, artifacts, dangerous artifacts that might have held some type of spiritual power, so on and so forth. Gates, crystals that's up under the earth that affects our body frequency and everything like that. A lot of these studies are coming out now. So, they are surprised at the things that they are coming across in space, puzzling cosmic channels. What stands out in a, let me see if I can get the thing to read this a little bit, make it easier for us.
What stands out is the detection of a channel, or tunnel, that appears to stretch toward the Centaurus constellation. This feature seems to punch through the hot material, connecting our neighborhood to distant star systems.
Y'all hit that thumbs button,
Another
hit that
such
like
pathway
button.
appears to link toward the vicinity of Canis Major. Data hints these might be just one part of a larger, branching network of channels that run between star-forming regions and pockets of heated GA.
So, like I said, when we were talking about the 88 constellations of the sky, when we were talking about the Milky Way and the galaxy and how it looks and everything like that, there's a lot of activity that's going on in the galaxy right now. And a lot of it they're saying could be connected to our solar system, so on and so forth. So they are bringing out a lot of information that is speaking about these solar flares, you know, cosmic alignment, and everything like that. And that's why I say I employ other people to look some stuff up, look into stuff, right? Every now and again, our universe goes through like a blast, a burst. Hello, how's everything? I'm confused. Milky Way. Anyways, bye, bro. All right, bye. You said a bunch of stuff and you made it seem like you wanted to know what was going on, and then you ended up saying bye anyway. So that lets me know that you really wasn't interested in what was going on. So appreciate you for stopping through. All right, so there's a lot of stuff going on in the Scorpius Centauria, right? This is the solar system, so on and so forth, right? Now, there's a lot of activity that's going on in our northern constellation. They're putting a little bit out, but this is the Aquarius sky. This is where a lot of that activity takes place, in the northern part of your brain. So a lot of activity takes place in the northern part of our brain, and our visual actually comes from activity that is in our northern part of the brain. So there's vibrational frequencies that are happening inside the brain that could have more, you know, depths to it than what they're leading on as far as the connection to the universe. So it could be that, you know, oh, you're from the CIA? Okay. So there's a lot more that's going on than what people are speaking on. And a lot of stuff is coming out now. Some of it is trickling out. A lot of information is trickling out. So, you know, stay tuned for that. We'll try to bring you as much as possible as far as the disclosure come, as they inform us. We'll also try to keep the public informed on a lot of this stuff.
The solar system is embedded in a flow of low-density, warm, and partially ionized interstellar material that has been sampled directly by in situ measurements of interstellar neutral gas and dust in the heliosphere. Absorption line data reveal that this interstellar gas is part of a larger cluster of local interstellar clouds, which is spatially and kinematically divided into additional small-scale structures indicating ongoing interactions. An origin for the clouds that is related to star formation in the Scorpius-Centaurus-OB association is suggested by the dynamic characteristics of the flow. Variable depletions observed within the local interstellar medium, ISM, suggest an inhomogeneous galactic environment, with shocks that destroy grains in some regions. Although photoionization models of the circumheliospheric ISM do an excellent job of reproducing the observed properties of the surrounding ISM, the unknown characteristics of the very low-density hot plasma filling the local bubble introduces uncertainty about the source of ionization and nature of cloud boundaries.
But this is why
recent observations of small cold clouds provide new insight into the processes affecting the local ISM. A fuller understanding of the local ISM can provide insights into the past and future galactic environment of the Sun, and deeper knowledge of the astrospheres of nearby stars.
you see that say deeper knowledge of the astropheres and the nearby stars, right? We have to take the time to understand how we are chemically made, and how, this hue, that is put inside of us is, an essence that comes from the stars. They are explaining a lot of this stuff. Uh, they have started explaining a lot of this stuff, and it's about time that we have a different notion of understanding when it comes to this, right? Um, there's a lot of solar awakening going on. There's a lot of stuff happening with the solar flares. There's a lot of stuff that's coming in through, different forms of, solar synthesis with the flares and everything that's happening. So there is a lot of stuff that's going on and taking place at this time. Whether or not people want to take heed to it, that is completely up to them. The Pentagon, everyone else is giving us different variations of knowledge and information pertaining to this particular subject matter. There's a lot of people that's putting info out pertaining to this particular subject matter, right? So, however you look at this, things are changing. Things are changing. You have the government putting certain things out pertaining to this. Um, you know, so many people are, putting information out pertaining to this particular, uh, you know, info. There's a lot of people putting info out about this. There's a lot of people trying to help people understand this, what's going on. Um, you have who is it? The lunar lady, the chick, the Congresswoman Luna. She's putting out different variations of knowledge pertaining to this, right? Your lunar zodiac imprint, the knowledge about the lunar zodiac imprint is coming out. The knowledge about the mystery 13 is coming out. Your zodiac signs, all of this stuff is coming out right now. All of this knowledge is coming out right now. Uh, so if you see right here, like all this different knowledge about our galaxy is coming out, you know. So I say, we embrace the knowledge that's being provided to us, everything that's being provided to us. I say we embrace it. I say we open up our minds, for it, right? I think a lot of times we close off our own mental for understanding. We close off our own mental for understanding, right? I think we should be more knowledgeable as a collective. I think we should dig within inside of ourselves to learn. I think we owe it to ourselves to be more of a learning, more so trying to understand this world and everything that's going on in it, right? However we look at this, things are changing around us drastically. A lot of things are changing fast. No, I'm not doing that. I get- I'm not doing that. And they're discovering new planets all the time in our solar system. New planets are getting discovered in our solar system. They always speak about this 10th planet. Um, and that 10th planet, Anubaru, so on and so forth. They say that they might have found, parts of it. However, I mean, not parts of it, but they might have found it, so on and so forth, right? So, this. We talk about Anubaru all the time over here and everything like that, but you know, a lot of people don't even do their own research. They don't study this stuff themselves, right? Like I say, as you can see, astronomers have discovered interstellar. You guys can look this up yourself. Feel free to look it up yourself. There's so much knowledge coming out right now. You got to gather some of this knowledge. You got to grab some of this knowledge that's coming out right now. So please, all of the things that's coming out right now, the breakdown, chemical essence of our vessel and our body and how it works, so on and so forth. So, feel free to, look some of this stuff up so you guys can have a greater understanding of this, right? They took out what was considered to be the 13th, and this would be the 13th Zodiac, but they replaced it and changed dates and times. Constantine changed up dates and times and stuff like that. But let's listen about this 13th Zodiac that actually was from November 30th to December 17th, and it was alchemy, water, ether, so on and so forth.
Stage 9, Ophiuchus. Stage 9, Ophiuchus, November 30th to December 17th. Alchemical theme, unification.
This is the mystery 13.
Element, water/ether. This phase is the solar alignment with the cosmic ether, which is at the core of the galactic center, which represents pouring of healing spiritual waters into the earth and humanity from Mother God. Previously, these waters were corrupted by entrapping the Mother Principle and Gold Ray Seraphim on earth by the knowledge-coveting serpent. Hence, this is also the symbol for the fallen angel. This is why this constellation is both ruled by the golden eagle spirit and the snake. During the Ascension cycle, this constellation is to return to its original geometry, to represent the union of all polarity as the perfect blueprint of energetic balance and harmony for humanity. Through the embodiment of this energetic balance into perfected unity, in the upcoming Pisces cycle, the knowledge and wisdom is given back to the truth seeker.
This is what's happening right now.
In its highest expression, this constellation represents the potential blueprint of divine perfection in a human being. It also represents the pending birth of the Christ child growing in the womb of the Divine Mother. It is one with all things and has no opposite. It is capable of healing all human wounds and amplifies spiritual healing in this cycle.
We're in the time of the Ascension.
It is related to the symbol Phi and re-emerging Sophia. See? Ophiuchus and the Golden Gate. See Ophiuchus constellation.
The symbol Phi, which is PHI, right? PHI is the sound, right? It is the original Hebrew sound for word, right? The original sound for word is not W. W is a false letter, right? W is a double V. It is VV programming, right? So a W is a double U, right? So what they did was they changed up a lot of the Hebrew text, right? If you look it up, it'll tell you that the Hebrew letter for sound was actually more of a PHI, like a, right? This is what they tell you, that when you learn Hebrew and stuff like that, this is one thing that they tell you, that sound to the Hebrew language, back when they wrote Aramaic and all that stuff, it was a sound, right? So that's why they say Eucharistus goes back to the symbol PHI, right, which is, right? And this goes back to the Golden Gate. There's a lot of activity coming from this Golden Gate right here, right? Our galactic center. There's a lot of activity going on and coming from our galactic center, right? They're analyzing it. They're trying to give us, you know, the knowledge from, you know, whatever they're getting back or whatever they're reading, right? But something's taking place in our cosmos. Something is happening in our cosmos. And whatever is taking place in our cosmos is having an effect on the human brain, right? Some people are able to deal with it, some people are not able to deal with it. But whatever is taking place in our universe is affecting us greatly. And I don't know if it's the three-eye atlas that's moving closer. Maybe that has something to do with it. But everything that's taking place in our, you know, cosmic sky is affecting something on the inside of us. This is why we have to understand the connection that we have with the universe, about the hue that is in man, about the anu that is in Mo, right? How are we uniquely made, right? There's an essence of something that was breathed into us from the galaxy, and we need to learn that. Some people can title it and say it's the star family. Some people can title it and say, you know, it's your galactic family. You know, you might feel yourself as an indigo or some other title down here that they gave you. But the hue that is in man has waken up. Okay? The hue that is in man has waken up. Okay? So right now, we have to have a deeper understanding for the reality that is, because things have changed around us. And if we don't admit that things have changed, then we're denying it, thus far being blind to the change, right? But if we all take awareness of this change, you know, and understand that this change is happening, then maybe we could reach towards a greater level of understanding with one another, right? Because the universe is trying to get us to understand it at this particular time. And I want you guys to understand, you know, what is the Golden Gate and the structure of the 12, that's what's inside the 12. See, our universe is so uniquely made. It's like layers on top of layers emerging together. So you have 24 and 24 constellations that come together that makes the 12 that we see. So there's 24 constellations on one side and 24 constellations on the other side. And when they come together, we are what takes place in the middle of that, right? So when these two constellations come together, we are what take place in the middle of those two circles, right? So when these two circles come together, right, we are what takes place in the middle of them, right? So it's 24 on one side, 24 on the other side, and then when they come together, we're what's taking place in the middle. Some people call it the Big Bang Theory. They got different names for it, right? So we're what's taking place in the middle of these two energetic forces. Negative, positive, whatever you want to call it, duality, right? Light and sound, whatever you want to call it. We're what's taking place in the middle, right? And that's what makes up our constellations, our 12, right? Our circle 12, right? Jacob, meaning to come full circle, whatever you want to give it, right? But if you have that 24, right? Then if you look, there's a 48 that's coming together. And then if you look outside of that, there's an 88. So there's actually 88 constellations in our sky broken up into quarters of circles that are pushing towards each other, right? So you have the 88 constellations of the sky pushing to make the 48 pushing to make the 24 pushing to make the 12 pushing to make the 6. The 6 is our carbon creation. The 666, the flesh that we are trapped in, right? So the universe, uniquely designed, is put together like that. 88 comes together, 48, 48 goes into 24, 24 goes into 12, 12 goes into 6, 6 is the chemical makeup of mankind. Ones in the chat if you understand what I just said. Ones in the chat if you understand what I said.
The zodiac structural principles are both energetic and geometric, which are being aligned to the alchemical laws of God hosted by the crystal star. The Earth's magnetosphere and the solar system's heliosphere are getting exponentially weaker. These alterations to the magnetic field allow an increasing saturation of cosmic rays into our inner solar system. The progression through the magnum opus, see March 2014 newsletter, or the 13 constellation activations in this 12-month cycle, each bring in an alchemical law. We are moving through specific laws of alchemy located
Y'all
in
hit
the
that like
Ophiuchus
button. If y'all like
constellation
knowledge
activation.
and wisdom and understanding,
This
hit that
quality of
like
silver
button.
gold frequency is being transmitted to our sun and planetary body for the first time. Through the silver ray dissolving into the golden gate, the returning of the spirit to the center of unity or the process of inner unification is activated as a law. This alignment begins a new exposure and is transmitting a new substance, which has qualities of both
Y'all hit that
elemental
like
water
button, man.
and
Y'all get
elemental
y'all
ether.
coffee.
This
Get
is
ready to
carried
get
in a
y'all day
mixture within these
started.
plasmic silver
We're going to
gold
learn
liquid
about
light
Gaia.
frequencies,
We're going to
which
learn
make
about
it
the
fire
plasma
water.
field that's around our
Fire
physical
water.
body.
Fire water is a new spiritual element being created through this alchemical process transmitted to the planetary body and humanity.
That's what's happening
The
right
river
now.
of living waters
Your
from
fire
Glover's
water
creatrix,
is being
rainbow crystal
woken.
waters, flow out from the throne of God and unify into the dimensional door of the Golden Gate. The highest emanation of this mysterious elixir is both silver and gold,
Y'all
the
share the
chalice
live.
of
Share the
God, which
live.
opens the portal of the Golden Gate.
Hit that arrow button
1.
and share the live.
The ancients called this circuit path made around the galactic equator, the Gate of the Gods or the Golden Gate. The Orion constellation sits in the opposite direction, which would be considered the anti-galactic center.
Right there.
The ancients called this circuit path the Gate of Man or the Silver Gate.
Right there. The Gate of Man or the Silver Gate. Right? The Gate of Man or the Silver Gate. Right? It tells you about this in the Bible. If you get your Bible out, if you look at, it'll tell you about when the silver cord is severed, right? When we can no longer operate through the gate of man, right? When the gate of man is destroyed, right? This is your reincarnation gates, right? So you can reincarnate through the gate of man, which is the Orion gate, or you can reincarnate through the Golden Gate, which is your galactic center, right? Headed towards the galactic center. A lot of people are in a false reincarnation process because we keep on reincarnating through the silver gate, the gate of man, right? But there tells you in the Bible there will come a time where the silver cord will be severed, right? And it's explaining this. See, they did the duality part of it and translated that into your umbilical cord and the severing of your umbilical cord, because as above, so below. So as this also takes place in the universe, it also takes place down here in a stage performance of the umbilical cord being severed. One's in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. I don't want you to understand because I don't want to put you under nothing, right? But I do want you to understand, right? So I want you to understand what I'm saying right now, okay? So this is what's taking place right now. This is what's happening right now, right? Different variations of knowledge is coming back that reminds us about the connection that we have with the universe. The original connection that we have. Not the false light, not the go into the light, Caroline, the light, Caroline. No, we got that notion and now they put us in fear of the dark. Everyone is rushing back into this silver gate, thus far reincarnating through the gate of man. But it's telling you that our galaxy is moving towards the galactic center, right? That means the golden gate will be available or seeable, right? So we're moving towards this golden gate. So we are going to have the ability to start reincarnating through that golden gate, right? So procreation will be different. It could be why they're so afraid. Every so often we go through a advancement in our procreation process. That's where, Homo sapien, Homo sapioid, Homo erectus, Neanderthals, all of these evolutionary processes that they say we went through is a form of this evolution. As above, so below, as without, so within, right? Knowledge and wisdom rules the air, people. Knowledge and wisdom rules the air. Shout out to Replay Gang. If you are waking up today and you are running across this video, please make sure you sub to the page. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and like. All right, those are a couple things that you can do over here to show some support, right? And if you would, please hit that arrow button and copy the link or share the live with somebody. Share it with one person. Share it with a Facebook group. I don't care who you share it with. Just share it, right? I know a lot of y'all just waking up, just getting your coffee. Probably, ain't got time to be listening to my bullshit. But here we are, right? The kids are in school, right? It's time for us to sit down and learn some shit. Okay? The kids are in school. It's time for us to sit down and learn some shit. So sit down and learn some shit with me, right? Tune in all the time to sit down and learn some stuff. Okay, this is the best time for us to do it. Got a little bit of free time, walking around, vacuuming, probably getting your coffee or on your way to work. Why not listen to a little bit of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as you journey towards work or whatever it is that you're doing today? So make sure you tune in periodically for a little bit of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And of course, we are definitely going to drop some jewels over here. Probably say some stuff that you haven't heard or, forgot, or it might remind you a little bit about yourself. Not sure, but I hope you stick around for more, right? So hit that thumbs up button and let's keep it going. All right. Knowledge and wisdom and understanding. I told you guys we were going to talk about the stars today. We're getting that out the way this morning because later on we have to finish talking about the Trump thing, find out what happened at this Trump meeting that's taking place in Washington, D.C. today. So later on this afternoon, we are going to speak on that. But right now, we want to talk about these moon stars and quasars. They're saying that our solar system is connected to other star systems. And I think that's amazing right there. I don't know how, to make the connection. I don't know what conscious we have to be on as far as frequency goes. But there's a lot of, things that are changing in this verse. And I think we need to know about the changes that are taking place in this verse. Yes, politically things are changing. Yes, socially things are changing. Yes, currency system are changing. Yes, banking systems are changing. Yes, schooling systems are changing. Yes, but what if our soul system is changing? I think we should know if our soul system is changing, because if our soul system is changing, then just maybe something inside of us is changing too, right? One's in the chat if you think something inside of us is changing too. If this is taking place, then something inside of us is changing along with the change that is taking place. The universe is changing. The cosmic alignment is changing. Hell, we might even see a different position of the stars soon. By the time we exit this next lunar cycle, we might be looking at different stars in the sky. I mean, the moon already looked different to me. Stars already was popping up in different locations. If you look at the 6 constellations in the northern sky and the 6 constellations in the southern sky that the central people don't see, we don't see the 6 constellations. That's why we see the same thing. The Little Dipper, the Big Dipper, Leo's Lion, so on and so forth. That's why we see the same thing when we look at the constellations. But if you ask somebody in Australia what constellations do they see, they got 6 constellations that we don't see. If you ask somebody in Alaska what constellations that they see, They got 6 constellations that we don't see. So there's 6 constellations in the south sky and 6 constellations in the north sky that we don't see. That's the 24. The 12 we see and the 12 we don't see. That's why our day is broken down into 24 hours, because it's the 12 you see and the 12 you don't see. Every 2 hours out the day, the sky is in the sign of the zodiac for 2 hours. So it's in Aries for 2 hours, Taurus for 2 hours, Pisces for 2 hours, so on and so forth, right? And that makes up 24. You know, a lot of y'all don't even know that. But that's why we are here, to get a grander understanding of this, right? Every so often, there's changes that go on in the sky, and it is for, you know, the change that is taking place. It has everything to do with the ascension stage, right? And that's what we're in right now, a time of ascension.
Right now, we can access up to the 12th astrological precession in the inner world's timelines, which includes another 288 possible organic timelines, totaling 864 timelines, and all of those cellular memories and their DNA fire letters. See the triune of universes. At certain points in the time cycle when merges occur, new architecture can be created which impacts the particle and antiparticle time field. This time is now. The inner worlds are the access key to creating the universal ascension timeline known as Ascension Plan B.
That probably was staticking for y'all.
Inner sustainability is integrated spiritual ascension and is the ultimate energetic sustainability when we self-source from within our soul and monad connection, our personal spiritual source field connected directly with God.
Now, once again, you know, you can choose to believe this. You can choose not to believe this, right? You can have an understanding for this. You can choose not to have an understanding for this, right? But one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, things are changing in our sky. Things are not only changing in our sky, you can feel this taking place inside of you. Your sleep might be changing. Your eating habits might be changing. Who you put around you might not be, you know, feeling some of the vibrations that's coming off the people that you're putting around, right? It's like you're sensing the evil in this world, right? It's like you're trying to get away from, you know, all things. Like a lot of people say, you know, I'm going to focus on me, focus on my positivity. I'm not going to focus on nobody else because because you're sensing something in this world like that's telling you, like, I'm going to get right with me. Whatever get right to my best understanding of what that is, that's what I'm going to do. Right? A lot of people is sensing this change that's taking place, you know. Those of a lower vibration, you might be sensing fear, right? Those who operate on sexual energy, you might be feeling fear, right? The two lower vibrations might be in fear, right? Anybody who operate in the root chakra, survival, money, all of these things, you might be in fear. You might be in a state of fear right now, because it says that those 2 lower vibrations will get destroyed, according to what is written in the book of Revelations, right? So your root chakra and your sacral chakra representing all your guilty pleasures. This would be the, what is it called? I think it was a book in the Bible, Diana, maybe. But yeah, this is all of the guilty pleasures of being in the physical flesh, right? So someone manipulated our sacral chakra, our sacral energies, our creative energy, right? Someone manipulated our hormonal energy inside of our vessel, right? For the people who know about this manipulation, you know what's coming, you know what's happening, right? For the people who was unknown about this hormonic energy, right? You don't have nothing to worry about, right? For the people who know about it and still manipulated it, right? This is why you see such a big crash happening in the hip hop industry, right? This is why you see the Lucians and the, you know, the Grains and all of these other people becoming fearful now, is because they manipulated a hormonal energy inside the vessels of mankind. And because of that manipulation, we are all in a false operation, right? Because of the high levels of lust, you know, so on and so forth. We're all in a false operation. No one has discipline over the temptations of the flesh. No one has, you know, discernment when it comes to the spiritual down here, right? So everybody is, yes, you're right. It's sad that you don't really understand what Jesus Christ is, because if you did, then you would understand that Christ consciousness has returned, right? All the signs in the sky shows you that Christ consciousness has returned. Hell, the Lucifer comet even entered back into the Lyran constellation, 2024, 420 of 2024, right? So if you are a Christ being down here, you know that Christ consciousness has returned, and you're supposed to be gathering to other Christ conscious beings who actually feel the Christ within inside of them awaken, right? If you don't feel the Christ inside of you awaken, it's probably because you're a follower of the Antichrist, right? Because he who denied that Christ has awakened in us, but accept the Antichrist awakened in the vessel, is a follower of the Antichrist. So if you deny the Christ in me awakening, then you're a follower of the Antichrist, because you're saying that the Antichrist can come into the vessel, but Christ can't come into the vessel. So everybody who is Christ-like or strive to be Christ-like or have faith like a mustard seed is feeling this Christ consciousness that returned. Now, whether someone else is manipulating what it is that you're feeling, right? If someone else is manipulating, you know, or giving you a false notion of what it is that you're feeling, right? That's on them. That's on them. But everyone that is of a Christ essence, notion, you feel the Christ inside of you awakening. You know we have to put knowledge and wisdom back into this world. Shit, the world is letting you know some things that you quite didn't know. Like the world is giving you a level of understanding that you was unaware that you have, right? You like, damn, I'm seeing through bullshit. Damn, I'm seeing through, you know, madness, right? So don't act like, you know, we all ain't having a grander understanding for what is, always was, and always will be, right? It's inevitable, my dear Watson, okay? So before you come in here with Jesus Christ is the only way, I think you guys need to study what Christ is and the consciousness of Christ. So when the knowledge and wisdom come back to you, you won't deny it, right? A lot of y'all that run around and say Jesus Christ is the way, when the Christ comes back to you, you deny that. When the understanding of this verse comes back to you, when the connection that we have with the sun comes back to you, when the connection that you have with the universe comes back to you, you deny it. So you call on Christ, but then you deny him every time he tries to, you know, come to you with the understanding of this world, right? It doesn't make sense. Like you keep calling on him, but then when he gives you understanding and knowledge and tries to, you know, make the connection or send you to somebody down here that's making the connection with this universe, you deny the person that Christ sent you to. You know, the universe is moving all of us around, and only through other people can we see a reflection of what is in the universe. So the same way the devil will always appear to you as a man, the universe will always give you a Christ being that will bring you enlightenment. In fact, if you look at the ways of the angels, right, you will see that Raphael comes with knowledge and wisdom, and then Gabriel comes with the choice, and then Michael comes with destruction, if you study or follow the story of the angels. I don't know what direction you guys take for your level of understanding. Even if you follow the Atlantic cataclysm, or if you follow the, Egyptian stories, or if you follow Zechariah Stitchens and the Sumerians with the Anunnakis, or if you follow any of these stories, there's a story within inside that story that's connected to the original story of this universe, and it repeats itself over and over again. That's why there's always this time of new, which some people look at the time of the end, right? Some people look at it as the end. Some people look at it as a new beginning, right? So right now we're in that time. We're in that time of new beginnings, right? The Zodiac structure principle is alchemy. It's alchemy. You guys have to understand the alchemy of this because it's a conscious gateway. So when they say like they found a connection or a portal that connects our solar system to the stars, this is also a conscious gateway that connects us to the universe. So we are connected to the universe, and then we can go further than that. Almost like the movies that they came out with, like Interstellar and stuff like that, because this is the real connection of the universe. They was always told to tell us. They just found a form of Medusa media to tell us, right? So they always use the form of Medusa's head. This goes back to, Egyptian times, right? This is older than, Greek mythology.
The zodiac structural principles are both energetic and geometric, which are being aligned to the alchemical laws of God hosted by the crystal star. The Earth's magnetosphere and the solar system's heliosphere are getting exponentially weaker. These alterations to the magnetic field allow an increasing saturation of cosmic rays into our inner solar system. The progression through the magnum opus, see March 2014 newsletter, or the 13 constellation activations in this 12-month cycle, each bring in an alchemical law. We are moving through specific laws of alchemy located in the Ophiuchus constellation activation. This quality of silver-gold frequency is being transmitted to our sun and planetary body for the first time.
Now, the reason why we're going through this form of alchemy, right, is because we're moving into our 13th lunar cycle. So they told you way back with the Mayans calendar, they told you that they prepared us for this energy that will come back in the lunar cycle 13, right? So now that we're in our 13th cycle, this energy is returning, right? This has not been seen or felt in so many years. A lot of people don't even know what this is, right? A lot of people don't know what it is. They're crashing out because of this energy returning, right? It's ether, it's fire water, right? It's a light body around your physical body, so on and so forth. It's the plasma field that is around the earth that is called Gaia. It's the plasma field that is around the moon that is called Sin, right? So however we looking at this energy that's returned is creating a wave that people are not in control of. Some people don't know how to ride this wave. They're crashing out. They don't know how to take this energy inside the vessel that's coming in. They don't know how to turn it into what they need to turn it into. It's like y'all forgot how to use this etheric energy. You guys forgot how to manifest. You guys forgot how to create. And because your intentions are so put on trauma, world star, fighting, so on and so forth, we are amplifying the level of mayhem in this world, right? Because we're operating on intentions now. So in the previous time, they found a way to operate on feelings and emotions, right? And this time we are operating on intentions, and everyone forgot how to operate on intent, right? So now your intentions is on all types of messed up stuff, negative stuff, so on and so forth. So now that's what the world is amplifying, the messed up stuff, the negative stuff through the black sun. So now the black sun is pushing off our intent, right? So the sun is picking that up And now the sun is saying, okay, that's their intent. So then the sun is sending out solar flares back to us to put our physical body in the operation of what our intent is. So it's revealing our true intentions in the light. You're going to have to go through some shit, right? If your intentions are on, some fucked up shit at work, right? Then that signal is going to the sun, and then the sun is playing it out on the world big stage for you, right? So a lot of y'all are, not even knowing, y'all getting yourself fired from y'all jobs because you sitting around and your intentions is on, man, F this job, I need another job, so on and so forth. So when that signal goes up to the sun and it sends it back down, you might wake up tomorrow, fuck around, get fired from your job. Because the intentions is happening faster, right? Things are happening faster. So when you put your intentions on something, it's coming true faster, right? So a lot more people can manifest a better life for themselves if they put their intentions the right way. No, it's not, I'm going to put my intentions on money and get this money. That's what a lot of y'all thinking. Money is the root of evil, right? So as long as you focus on that, you got to go through the things that it takes to get that wicked money, to get that evil money, right? So you're going to have to go through the things that say. So that's one thing I realize is that when you focus on money, the universe brings you the wicked people that did the wicked shit that got it down here, right? And them people can choose to invest in you, find favor in you, or whatever, right? But if they don't find favor in you, whatever the case may be, if you ain't doing what it is or whatever, right? Because when you asking the universe for money, the universe is going to provide you with people that have that money, right? Now you got to do, please, whatever, to see if they going to invest in you as a persona, right? Because you putting your intentions on money, right? Putting your intentions on work, right? So these are the things that's going to present themselves to you, right? I put my intentions on love, light, unity, right? 9 times out of 10, I find these different people, right? But I comb through a lot of messed up people to find that one good person. And every now and again, I find a good person here, a good person there, a good person. But I comb through a lot of fucked up people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I got to go through a lot of the negative people in this world only to find, that one diamond in the rough. And I got to be okay with going through all these negative people. I got to have the proper discernment, right? I got to be okay with it. A lot of y'all are not okay when it's time to go through darker waters. When it's time to go through, bullshit with people, y'all not okay with it. When it's time to get in those darker waters, y'all not okay with it. You get what I'm saying? So nine times out of 10, a lot of times, in this universe, a lot of times you will see a lot of people asking for certain things, but they don't really want that because they don't want the people that come with that. A lot of people don't want the stuff that come with that, right? So Grand Rising, Namaste, Ashe, salutations, shalom, peace. Hope everything is well. 2025 year exposed, and then Cat Williams say that. Yes, yeah, Cat Williams said it. And Cat Williams said all them big dick deviants is going down. And what he said, all you big dick deviants is going down. So let's take a song break real quick, because I don't want to just, flood y'all with just a bunch of, conversation. Let's take a song break. Tap the screen, share the live, do the stuff that's for free. Appreciate you guys, man. Love is love, man. We are growing over here. We have to try to get, a topic in the morning to talk about and get people to come over here to it. So we'll put the knowledge out in the morning, and then we'll talk about the BS in the afternoon. So we will get on the Trump stuff later on, and we'll talk about that later on. Like I said, we'll do different things. Hey, talk to him.
Content creator.
It's okay.
This is my
Hey,
job.
happy birthday, man.
From TikTok to YouTube to Twitch to Kick.
What? Nigga, we made it.
You be creators of nonsense, content of self-importance, hate spreading to no end, viral emptiness, no substance. Stop hogging the spotlight and just share that shit. It goes a longer way when you spread that ish.
You make it rain, make it rain.
Spray that
Oh,
ish.
lucky.
Someone's out here to change that ish. From TikTok to YouTube to Twitch to Kick, get with it, we built it, you can't flip the dip it. From TikTok to YouTube to Twitch to Kick, get with it, we built it, you can't flip the dip it. Algorithms don't move us. We move to rhythm of truth in us. Hating on love in your sleep. Time is up, now we numbers deep.
Whoa.
One love in multiple forms. Vibrating contrary to norms.
I bet they mad.
Waves worldwide. Elevating frequencies high. From TikTok to YouTube to Twitch to Kick. Get with it, we built it.
Hey, replay gang, y'all know what to do. I know a lot of y'all ain't up yet. A lot of people ain't up yet. They still, you know?
These people don't understand. Stop trying to hog the spotlight.
Stop trying to hog the spotlight and share that shit.
To the moon.
To the moon, Alice. Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about copyrights. Like, this is our music. Like, this is us. You know what I mean? This is us. So if you go to Spotify, you will see that Atlas Family Music Productions, we actually produce our own music over here. All of this is us. All of this music is copywritten by us. We do this over here. So we produce, you know, our own level of entertainment for, you know, the lower brand of people. We are actually looking for artists that want to actually put their music out there so we can help people become independent artists and put their music out there through the Atlas Family Music Productions program. So we do a lot of good things. You know what I'm saying? We do a lot of good things over here. You know, so this is our own shit. We good. We good. We good. We good on that. We got our own. So when we do a music break, it's our own, you know.
You like to talk a lot of smack. You spy and lie, you boast, always gotta do the most behind my back. When you're faced with all the facts, you switch right up, you don't remember all of that. Showing off like you're in the pageant, bragging on about your status. Little do they know there's a real dark method
to your madness.
All the hate you brew inside, tragic. From a monster to the victim, playing the role so well, dramatic. Is that it? Moving on. Now it's time for you to work. Wave my magic wand. You're no match for me or the power of my tongue. Let me show you how it's done. I can terrorize you for fun. Demon be gone. You're a narcissist. Can't hide it when it shows. Tied down by your traumas, and now they won't let you go. You're a narcissist. A reaction is your aim. I'll just give you nothing. Watch you lose at your own game. You're a narcissist. It's always your way. It's your lane. Doesn't matter what I try to say. Decline. You want what's mine. Try to bring me down. Try to take me out, but you can't steal my shine.
You always want to start a fight.
No rules, never can you lose, no clue to why you always gotta be right. Tell me why you're so uptight. If it's all for show, gotta let you go, gotta let you go. Can't dwell on it your whole life. Get back, I don't want your static. Nothing but a drama addict. Those repeated cycles. I have studied all your habits, but the way you stare at me, you savage. Try to pawn your pain on me.
Turn the sender, you can have it.
You trash it.
Moving on.
Now it's time for me to work. Wave my magic wand. No more dragging me through the dirt. Teach you right from wrong. Run you like a marathon. Once that truth turns to karma, you're done. Demon be gone. You're a narcissist, can't hide it when it shows. Tied down by
What's
your
going on,
traumas,
Jelly
now they
Bean?
won't let you
How
go.
that weather
You're
up
a
there? Love is
narcissist,
love,
my
man.
reaction is your aim. I'll just give it nothing, watch you lose at your own game. You're a narcissist, it's always your
Everybody just getting up. A lot of people just getting up. You know, a lot of people don't start their day this early. The ones that's at work, you know what I mean?
Try to bring me down, try to take me out, but you can't steal my shine.
Oh yeah.
Soul, try to switch them roles, that destiny swapping, mocking, blocking shit. It's a no-go, all that ego doesn't fit. Only care for the glam, only care for the glitz. Way too grubby, but you wanna give gifts. Indian giver on a power trip.
You probably in
Acting like you
Pensauken.
rich. All the
You
money
probably
and
over in Pensauken talking about something you in Camden.
if you want,
You in Pensauken.
my point of view on you as you laugh and you flaunt. Take your exit too. You're no match for the highest.
I'm joking, I'm joking.
Over you. True. Now back to the money. Say you built the hive, forcing me the honey. Don't wanna be exposed, so you act
Oh,
all chummy.
Carl Miller
No one is
Boulevard.
around,
Oh
wanna
shit.
act funny.
Okay, never
Pick a
mind. Never
personality,
mind.
many burn bridges,
Never
friendship
mind. My
fatality.
family
See it
funeral
my way.
home right
I see
there.
duality like calories, burn away them dark principalities.
Never mind. You good. You good. My family funeral home right there. You good. Shit, Carl Miller. Shit. You good. You know I know the area. Don't mention no streets out there to me. You know I know the area. Shit. Sometimes you feel you gotta get away. You know what I mean? Camden, crime, money, drugs. Camden, most dangerous. You know all the things CMD stand for. Uh, um, hey, listen, great things is happening over here. Atlas Network, Atlas Productions. I actually got to make a visit up there. I don't even, man, so much stuff be happening in this world, man. You know, I try to bypass the mayhem. Uh, Greetings to Zach. Grand Rising, Namaste, Ashe, Salutations, Salam, Zach. I hope you have a great and wonderful day on purpose, right? If no one told you that they love you today, Zach, let me be the first but not the last to tell you that I love you. And there's a lot more people that love you too, Zach. So get out there in the world and be great. All right, Zach? Love is love, man. Hope you have a great day. So yeah, this is our music that we put out. Y'all ain't gotta worry about it. When we do a music break, it's our music. You know what I mean? It's our music. Why obsessed about surviving? Fighting over creation made for all to thrive in. When love speaks, you say you're listening. I wonder if you hear me. Love is love, love is love. Always is, always was, will always be just love. Always complete, always enough. Love is love, love is love. Always is, always was, will always be just love. Always complete, always enough. Love is love. Was your heart ever know home? So cold that chaos sits on your throne. So yeah, we are going to do a talent search to see if we can find artists that want to get their music out there so we can help them get out. You know what I mean? When I speak, you say you're listening. Hey man, you gotta make the best of everything, Jelly Bean. Make the best of everything. Ain't nobody else gonna make you happy. You better make yourself happy in this world. You know? Ain't nobody else looking for your happiness. They too busy focused on their own happiness. If you ain't focused on your own happiness, ain't nobody else gonna focus on it, right? Happiness is a choice, right? The world can be as messed up and as chaotic as it wants to be, right? But as long as you choose happiness, it doesn't matter what the world is. Let the world be what the world is gonna be. right? You got to remember that you are in this world, but not of this world. You got to remember that you are a multi-dimensional being sharing a human experience. You are sharing that human experience. Don't let that human experience become you. You know what I mean? Don't let that become you. Hey man, hey, listen, put your twin in contact. Put your twin in contact. We can get their music on Spotify, you know. I can get their music on Spotify, iHeartRadio, so on and so forth. And you know what I mean? We can start, promoting them and producing, the music and get them out there, you know. Uh we put out some rap songs. Where we go? Where is it at? All you gotta do is just type in Duke Dennis shit in Spotify. Just go to Spotify, type in Duke Dennis shit. You're gonna see Atlas Family Music Production.
Yeah, you should quit. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit.
See?
Run up Duke Dennis shit.
This beat sound a little bit harder right here.
No benefit. Fucking with a real one, yeah, you need to quit. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in a nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different
We dropped this when AMP was going off when they was having a little war against
If a nigga
you
run
know.
his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in a nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. Better know I'm pulling up, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Sledging up and fueling up, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Nigga can't square it up, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. The whole crew gon' tear it up, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Nigga don't clear your throat, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Fucking with the real goat, the one you shouldn't fuck with. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in a nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit.
Duke Dennis shit.
Niggas better dip and duck, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Bitch out of time and out of luck, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Ain't no fluke Dennis shit, this
It's real Duke Dennis shit.
no coming back from this ransack Dennis.
This the menace type shit.
You gon' learn a Duke way, Duke Dennis stupid. Later you gon' hear say,
Look what Duke Dennis did.
if a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit.
Duke Dennis shit.
If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit.
Let
Run
it
up in
think
the nigga
house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit.
better choose a different
And you
route,
look,
I'm on
you
my
you
Duke Dennis shit.
ain't, you ain't gotta worry about the producer. You know what I'm saying? All in your videos, doing 1,000 spins and shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on over here to Atlas Family Music Production. You ain't gotta worry about me being in your videos, doing all types of extra shit. You know, I actually got a video crew down in North Carolina. I got to get back in touch with them when I get down there. We kind of got a little bit sidetracked with everything that was going on in Michigan. Everything that was going on, we kind of got sidetracked. So we're getting back on our original path of unity, making the connections with people. So we're going to be reaching out to more people as we move forward with this. Right now we're in Ohio. We'll be going down to North Carolina and South Carolina. We got 3 different places down there. One in Lancaster, one in Kershaw, and one in North Carolina. So we got a lot of great things happening, and we're moving towards a lot of great things. Support might have slowed down with all of the negative stuff that's, but hey, man, listen, they do character shaming all the time. They do public humiliation rituals all the time. Welcome to my public humiliation ritual. So YouTube has decided to do this false public humiliation ritual because they couldn't find anything, negative on my life. So they're making up stuff. So we'll sit through that, and we'll continue to move with, positive peace, prosperity, love, knowledge, wisdom, because that's what rules the day. All of the low vibrations that they putting out don't rule. The vibrations that we putting out rules the sky, and that's why we're winning.
What's my weapon of choice? I choose to nuke that shit. Name them as we flame them, cremate that shit. Not looking like I want it, recreate that shit. Spin it like Taz, rotate that shit. And if you have a problem, come and find me, bitch. Just know I ain't no dummy, never falling for the tricks. Set me up, never opportunity missed. Take you out the 7, beef done, now you Chris.
On my Duke Dennis shit. I'm on my Duke Dennis shit.
I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in a nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in a nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit.
No benefits. Fucking with a real one, yeah, you need to quit. Duke Dennis shit. No benefits. Fucking with a real one, yeah, you need to quit.
Duke Dennis shit.
No benefits. Fucking with a real one, yeah, you need to quit.
Duke Dennis shit. No benefit. Fucking with a real one, yeah, you need to quit. Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit.
So yeah, we produce all our own music over here. You know? We did the Black Tea sector for YouTube. You know what I mean? We produce all our own music over here. You know? We got that smooth, you know what I'm saying, that groove shit. You could put this on in your car and ride to this. You know? It's got a lot now, and we got all verses, like all different types of music. Like, don't get it twisted. We got a little bit for everybody. You know what I mean? A little bit for everybody. You know? You gotta be more versatile in this world. The world has lost its mind. More money, more time to make it alright. It ain't easy going through this life. Blinded by false light, feeling dead inside. But there's hope for wrongs to be made right. Long as we can stay moving collectively today. So apparently, hold on. Apparently, you know, people was waiting for me to say, you know, who was my artist, who was doing music for me and stuff like that, so they can secretly go after those people. I see, you know, a lot of the people that was a part of the Atlas family music. I see them now making music for other, you know, content creators, which is a great thing. You know, kudos for you guys, so on and so forth. I see a lot of people backbiting the collective and going after the support of the collective. I see a lot of y'all, you know, dropping off, trying to act like y'all, you know, fell off for this reason, fell off for that reason. I appreciate everyone that detached theirself from us. It leaves room at the table for new people, right? And we are moving in a greater direction right now with the page. So we're going to keep doing that, moving towards this level of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and we'll find more people that's on that same vibrational frequency that want to have that same level of connection with other people, that want to sit down and have conversations of, you know, this level of depth when it comes to us, because this is happening. This is happening right now. If you are looking at the picture on the screen, you will see that this is a symbol of a lot of stuff, right? This is not only the flow of energy that is coming into the plane and our earth and everything like that. But this is also your iris. If you look at this, this is also almost like your eye socket, right? I tell people all the time, you know, as above, so below, as without, so within. So this is almost like your eye socket right here, right? What you see, part of what you see, right? What you see in the light versus what you see, you know, that's not seen, right? There's a lot of stuff in this verse that is not seen, you know, plasma sheet, you know, all these energies that are coming into this verse. There's a lot that's not seen with this, right? So that's why I say, you know, the planetary and some of this alignment stuff is linked to your brain, right? Let's listen to what this article, I mean, not article, but let's listen to what this says. But a lot of this stuff is connected to your brain, you know? We can remember this connection. We call it the cosmic records, acoustic records, or, you know, kundalini, however you want to call it. There's many names for it, right? But you're linked to this.
When the upper atmosphere, the ionosphere magnetosphere, is undergoing heavy ionization, therefore changing portions of the field's particle charge, the lower atmosphere on the surface of the Earth will be impacted through exposure to the changed electron-proton ratios. Solar activity is key to human DNA activation. The attempt to control the rate of the charged particles created through the ionization field as it enters the lower atmosphere to the planetary surface is one of the negative agendas for the sprays of chemtrails. This is an attempt to block the natural connection that exchanges between the upper atmosphere and lower atmosphere of the Earth, as these are areas of NAA attempts to maintain their frequency fences. These fences have specific electron ratios that will be compromised if those ratios change. The NAA manipulated the magnetosphere in the upper atmospheric layer to invade the planetary brain thousands of years ago by using hidden technology to control the magnetic field. When the magnetic field is being artificially controlled, the mind control begins.
Allegedly,
Hence, this is the power source of mind control programming used to enslave the Earth.
Allegedly.
The magnetosphere is similar to understanding the functions of the spiritual energetic body that power the entire planetary brain. The magnetosphere is the power source of the planetary brain, which is the area the magnetic field lines impulse information, instruction sets, to the collective consciousness. What impulses the collective consciousness of humanity then manifests at the microcosm level through the impact of the individual human being's thought process and autonomic functions.
You might have heard people talk about the
magnetosphere
magnetosphere
and
and say that we never been beyond our
some bodily
magnetosphere.
functions and the choices they make as a result of this new parameter of information. Therefore, many people, as well as other life forms, are having a reality shift, body changes, and major change of perception in their world. Depending on many variables, but especially dependent on the individual's neurological and brain capacity, will determine how these shorter wavelengths and higher frequencies impact the individual.
See?
2. Planetary brain. The planetary logos is describing the processing functions that direct messaging into the planetary brain. This is similar to a computer processing unit or CPU chip used in computers.
This is where your downloads
3.
come from.
These messages in the planetary brain influence and control every living thing on this planet. There are message impulses being artificially programmed to create mind control, brain dysfunction, and nerve synapse blocking.
Allegedly.
If we are informed and aware of these energy assaults being targeted against our consciousness, we can override them by maintaining inner spiritual connection as the priority message being received, along with the 12D shield shielding our energy aura. 4.
So, right now, there are certain variations of shields that are taking place inside your body. Your body is asking for different substances and stuff like that in order to strengthen its shield against all of these variables, right? So you might be going through a diet shift, right? Where your body is not accepting certain foods anymore. Where you was okay with eating those foods, now your body's like, nope, I need this, I need that, right? Because your body's asking for the chemicals that it needs in order to make its shield stronger. It's ether, it's fire water. So the fire water has awakening in our DNA. Our DNA is changing, right? So, like I said, be a part of the change. Don't try to fight it, right? Realize that evolution is inevitable, right? A great change is taking place right now, right? There's a great change taking place in our solar system, in our, galactic field. Um, this has everything to do with, you know, the network of the pillars that are going to fall, right? A lot of people don't tell you about, this field. Um, I'm going to enlighten you a little bit right here on it. But like I said, we don't talk about this because this is the trickery of it, this false field that was created. But we'll speak on a little bit of it now. But I'm telling you now, there's a lot of forces down here that took the negative route and actually practiced the secret of Allison Crawley and the Baphomet.
To understand the Baphomet field, first we must recognize that everything we see manifested, as well as the quality of creational forces, is governed through an instruction set in a larger system of collective energy. This instruction set is located in a higher dimensional field or parallel system, which acts as the blueprint of that type of consciousness to become manifest in the lower plane of matter. The instruction set for the Baphomet network on the Earth plane actually originates in the parallel fallen system and antiparticle layers. This is where the morphogenetic fields exist that generate the actual position and movement of timelines and timeline stacks for our universal time matrix from the 8D. Galactic core. Traveling through the 8D. Galactic core leads into a further parallel fallen universe that is called Zodiac, which is the home of the black hole entities. This fallen parallel system had systematically captured solar logos, female body parts from our universal system, and that solar energy capture has been used to construct the multiple levels of a black cube matrix system used to run the Baphomet network and its lunar consciousness streams into the Earth body. Emerald Order. Guardian Host reconnaissance mission to retrieve solar logos female Melchizedek bodies and fallen female Christic identity aspects from the parallels that had been used for satanic reversals in the dark matter template have recently been made possible as sections of the Baphomet network from this parallel system location are being dismantled. The timeline stacks are connected into positions of time vectors and dimensional spaces, and as the consciousness evolves through the mechanism of the cosmic clock, it is supposed to run upon the principles of the governing solar logos body and its law of gender that represent the ionic pair. After the female solar logos body of Tiamat was exploded, a satellite moon was brought into our solar system, and this became an astral plane and solar light harvesting machine, run in the lunar matrix. The cosmic clock is that celestial mathematical instrument which defines the cosmic entity and its gender principle moving through each of the timelines in the astrological precessions, as it explores the nature and consciousness themes of that particular aeon. The eons are governed by solar logos pairs always born as masculine and feminine, each of which is in itself a divine cosmic principle, yet, at the same time when unified represent one aspect of the Godhead. Essentially, the female solar logos that is the ionic principle for governing the cosmic clock in our universal system was captured and pulled into the fallen system of Zodiac. The female ionic principle was removed from our system in order to power up their artificial reality and phantom systems. Her capture enabled the broadcasting of the lunar matrix as the fallen female principle replacement, which emanated the lunar conscious streams of the Dark Mother or Lilith archetype, to continue to populate the Earth with fallen forms. A fallen form in this context means a consciousness body that cannot ascend, but has become trapped in matter.
All right. Now, a lot of y'all might be saying, what did they just say? Right? So, allow me to break down what that just explained to us. Okay? So, what that just said was there was a time that the moon did not exist in the sky. They're saying that the moon was placed there as a harvesting solar vessel, not vessel, but a satellite, right? So this solar satellite that we call the moon is pumping out a lunar matrix This is why they say the moon controls the waters, the oceans, so on and so forth, right? Because it's saying that the moon is pumping out a lunar matrix system that is affecting the vessels of mankind, right? And we know that to be true because we say, what happens on a full moon, right? We always say the freaks come out at night, full moon this, full moon that. We know this to be true, right? We might not know the details or the depths of it, but we know this to be partly true, right? So this is what's this saying that, this is affecting us, right? And then it tells you that this is what's trapping us. It's trapping our consciousness in the body, right? If you look at the Latin word persona, the Latin word person comes from the word persona. Persona means a mass of what? A mass of energy that creates matter, right? So all of us are balls of energy pressed together that created the matter or the physical form of mankind, right? Thus far producing the product of a person, right? When matter is pressed together, it produces a material that is physical form, person, right? So now you have mass, matter, and biochemical, so on and so forth, with this programming of what is taught to us, right? And there's a what is considered a Yahweh matrix, right? The Yahweh matrix is the story of the crucifixion, right? The biblical story, right? So we'll get into that too later in the studies, but let's get a little briefing of it now, and I'll break it down after they read it. One's in the chat if you're understanding. One's in the chat if you are liking the live. Please hit the like button at the top of the screen. We are building the page. So if you could just share the live, hit that arrow button at the bottom, copy the link, do whatever you can, whatever you know that you can do on YouTube to help grow a page. Do that over here. Look, we got the music, we got the knowledge, we got the wisdom. We're bringing understanding, right? Make sure you put the notifications on. Love is love, right? We are living in the time of Aquarius. Knowledge and wisdom rules the air. I think we should get a little bit of that knowledge and wisdom that's floating around the air. So let's get that. I don't know if we can really talk about this. This is talking about the black cube matrix. This is part of the Yahweh matrix. Okay. Let's go with the Yahweh Ha system. There's a Yahweh Ha, which is actually Yahweh, but they changed it to Yahweh. It's a Yahweh or Yahweh Ha. And that's the original system. That is the alchemy of your body, the air, earth, water, fire of the body, the, alchemy.
The Yod-He-Vod-He system also correlates to taking over all of the numerical 4 and Master Builder 22 constructs that are used in morphogenetic fields as blueprints for matter. Each of the Yod-He-Vod-He pillars relates to one of the directions north, south, east, or west, and the governance over its fallen angelic hierarchy that administers to the cosmic clock or timelines. Calling on this Yahweh system through the Yod-He-Vod-He matrix,
this
or
is where that witchcraft comes
is common in squaring the circle, which is how an occult ritualist sets the directions in an energetic space.
See? Yah-He-Vod-He.
This may be used in some New Age practices, or in black magic rituals that are bound to the Hebrew-based systems and the mystical Kabbalah or other mystery schools or religions that worship Yahweh. In Revelation 9 verse 11, and please note the time code as well as the number code of 911, Abaddon is described as the destroyer, the angel of the abyss, the king of plague of locusts, resembling horses with crowned human faces, women's hair, lion's teeth, wings, iron breastplates, and a tail with a scorpion stinger, that torments for 5 months anyone who does not have the seal of God on his forehead. It is clear that this is a demon, fallen god, or black star, that is directly connected to powering up the Armageddon software through the Yahweh matrix. The black star Abaddon in the center of the Milky Way is what holds together the 666 beast configuration, along with the Yahweh matrix that creates the inorganic four, the Yod-He-Vod-He system. This system feeds off of living creatures and sends the life force back to the black hole entities. As we have been discussing the shift that has been occurring with the planetary staff, the planetary staff of Earth was tilted in order to align it to the black star Abaddon in the center of the Milky Way. This artificial axial tilt in the planet is shifting its alignment now. This shift has activated doomsday prophets wired into the Yahweh matrix that believe the current events are the sign of the alien gods narrative, that the rapture is coming or that we are entering into the global Armageddon-Megiddo showdown, when we transition out of the final stages of the Piscean alchemical law. The current theme during the Paleodorian activations is the clearing of the Yahweh matrix and its blood covenant bindings out of the human 12 tribes' genetic records, with the transmissions and support of the blue feathers of Aquiferian. As a result of dismantling this blood covenant network, those who are controlled by the Yahweh system will be agitated and activated to play out these mind-controlled biblical dramas. 1. Orion 8D. Portal invasion. The
Okay.
AI technology is used by the NA.
Wait. You can't get into that part. Well, you can't get into that. So, this is talking about these different ideas, right? These are creating different energy patterns. These energy patterns are a part of the conscious wave. These conscious waves are a part of us, right? Someone, took us out of the equation, right? And we don't know that we're a part of this energy. We don't know that we're a part of this consciousness. Some of us are waking up consciously and realizing that we always had a conscious inside of us. Some people are denying that conscious that is within inside, right? Just like I didn't know that certain people in this world didn't have an inner dialogue. I didn't know certain people didn't contemplate within inside themselves with themselves. I didn't know that. I thought all of us had an inner dialogue, right? So that's the same thing with conscious. A conscious person would assume that everyone else has a conscious, because you wouldn't think that someone was absent of that. You would think that a conscious automatically came with the body. It doesn't. Some people are not conscious beings. They have been taught the ways of this world, therefore they mimic the idea ways of this world, the structure of this world. Go to work, go to school, go to this, go to that. I was always taught this. My mom and them taught me that. My mom and them taught me this, right? This is trained, right? This is not a conscious persona. Consciously, once you come to the realization that something is not right, whether taught it or not, you stop doing it because it's not right with your conscious. So as a conscious being, you don't continue to try to stay in sin, right? But as a unconscious being, you continue to stay in sin because you're not conscious of what sin actually is. You are always taught what you think is right and wrong based off the human mind or linear thinking, right? But a conscious person comes into an understanding of this world where they realize, yo, the things that I'm putting inside of me is wrong. Why do I say it's wrong? Because my body is producing waste. If my body is producing waste, that means it's all the things that it could not use. So if I'm putting all this stuff in me and my body is turning it into waste, then my body is determining that this is the stuff that it cannot use. I should not be producing this much waste, right? So that's a conscious mind telling itself like, hey, you must be eating wrong, or you must be putting something in your body wrong, because your body is a machine and it's producing waste. So it's determining that the stuff that you are putting in it, it's no use, thus far pushing it back out, a bowel movement. And ironically, a bowel movement is the same as bowel worshiping because it is connected to your bowels, right? Bowel movement, bowel worshiping, bowel being one of the demons of the, 72 demons of the soul of man. That's ironic. All of these word plays, all of this connection with different things that is inside the body. That's ironic, right? So whenever you look at this, you really got to take heed to what the world is actually showing us. The world is showing us something far much greater, and it's a greater truth. It's a greater truth, right? It's telling us about the trap of our consciousness and how our consciousness was trapped in fear, right?
Upon the invasion of the planet that transpired in stages since the Luciferian Rebellion, the Negative Alien Agenda NAA was formed by the intruders to prepare the inhabitants of the planet to worship false alien gods, such as Yahweh and Jehovah. Both of these are collectives that feed into Negative Alien's group of archons that feed on the planetary fields through those humans that pray, give offerings, and worship these alien entities through the creation of their violent religions. These are sophisticated mind control matrices that run the religious software programs through false white light webbing that is designed to capture the human soul and consciousness traps. These are called Eye of Yahweh and Eye of Jehovah. They operate as refraction lenses that bend light into artificial holograms and synthetic timelines.
Damn. These conscious traps are called the Eye of Yahweh and the Eye of Jehovah. So they consciously trap us through fear. Damn. Let's get into that. Conscious traps. One's in the chat if y'all want to get into that. Do y'all want to know what a conscious trap is? One's in the chat. If y'all want to know what a conscious trap is. I think if I'm a conscious being and I have my conscious, I would want to know how my conscious can be trapped. I would want to know how they can trap my conscious. I want to know what type of level of manipulation can one play on somebody else to trap their conscious. Damn, there's conscious traps. What would that look like? Would that look like a public humiliation ritual? Would that look like a bunch of people on the internet lying about you? Would that be a conscious trap? Well, if you was on a spiritual path and you were just trying to be a service to others and someone wanted to trap your conscious, wouldn't they try to put a false narrative on your journey so people wouldn't know how good? Damn, is lying on people a conscious trap? Wait a minute. Let's listen to this. This might have something to do with our collective. Hey, Atlas family, you gotta listen to this real closely, okay? Play this back. Mark these numbers right here. When this plays, I need you to listen to this collective, okay? This part is talking about us, okay? All right.
A reality where deception is used continually as consciousness traps to enslave people's consciousness, it is important to comprehend the nature of consciousness traps. Becoming aware of what forces are stifling your force of will and taking away personal consent is your responsibility. It is critical to know that the stealing of personal will, the absolute death of your personal will, is the death of your consciousness. This is the most common consciousness trap on Earth that is taken advantage of by the controllers.
Will.
One of the massive forces that exert control over one's personal will is the collective consciousness of the masses that are connected through the human race as species memories. When we allow the collective consciousness as a consensus to exert complete control over our consciousness, we allow this to overlay a superimposition over our individual consciousness. Matrix. The power of the mass consciousness has tendency to take us over and can develop into a mob frenzy. Or we identify with the feelings being generated and we jump on the bandwagon of what we are being told even if it is not true for us. Once you allow yourself to be sucked into the masses, one loses their internal rudder and is unable to decide how your personal consciousness energy is being directed. This is the most common way a person's consciousness energy is easily stolen from them, without their participation or consent. Their individual consciousness is drained or siphoned from them as they feed into the mass consciousness matrix and its mind control programming. Once enmeshed with the collective matrix and feeding into the program, you become hypnotized by the external events that are primarily run by deception and illusion. Most people think that what they see is real and what they think is happening is actually happening. To mind control the consciousness of the masses and control their perception is how slaves and drones are created. Humanity is cultivated to shape values and ideas that the controllers have cast through the lens of the predator mind. Until the individual can identify and sense the predator mind construct, they are engaged with that lower mind and what has been created in deception and illusion to trap the individual into feeding into the collective consciousness program. Tyrants, dictators, and despots through the ages have withheld information and even erased historical facts to retain power and control over who they seek to exert their rule. So the goal of the archonic controller is to keep the information erased and hidden, to deprive the right of liberty and freedom of every individual to have the conscious choice to discern their personal energy and decide where they want to place their energy. 1.
Now, a lot of y'all might think, well, how does that connect to us? Okay, well, over here at the Atlas family, we have went through a barrage of attacks on our collective and our Discord, the people around us. They place people around us, try to trauma bond with you, so on and so forth, right? They don't want you to have your own individual discernment, right? And we push towards this, the will, free will, right? So what they have to do is tarnish the name, reputation, likeness of the persona that you are favoring, right? And once you give into their narrative, right, you are feeding that deception, right? You are feeding that. So you become a part of that, right? So you see this happening right now, especially with social media, right? So this is part of the manipulation. This is part of it, right? I hate to tell you guys, but this is part of the manipulation. Is, always was, and always will be, right? The lies that they put out there, the, disinformation that they put out there, right? Eventually, once they put enough out there, you're going to try to, oh man, a lot of people, it's jumping on the bandwagon. So once you jump on the bandwagon of something, right, you are, unwillingly giving your intent to that narrative. Unwillingly. Maybe you don't know you're doing it. A lot of people try to be like, nah, I ain't feeding into it. I ain't really giving into it. I ain't feeding into it. But really, you already gave, your intent to it unknowingly, right? So this is how one of the ways that they trap your consciousness is by doing this, right? This goes back to your personal consent, right? The laws of the cosmos, right? So through your intent, what we think is intent, right, is an operation of the cosmic law. So through your intent, they put your intent on what they want to put your intent on. And once they do that, you lose your will.
What we think is what we create through intent, consent, and structure. The sum total of the energetic intention behind the accumulated thoughts or words that we have said in the now moment is more important than the verbal language used to establish intent, consent, and authority. The fact we think the thought automatically under mind control programs means we have given the thought consent even without our conscious participation with intent.
See?
This is the main factor in NAA human exploitation by mind control. By taking away knowledge of personal intent, they remove personal consent in the laws. The sum total of our accumulated vibrational thoughts and expressed words will override a person's choice. This means a person who has not consciously participated with giving personal consent and authority makes the choice through accumulative frequency resonance. This is the weighted average of the sum total of the individual's body, thoughts, emotions, actions, and behaviors, which equate into an overall frequency resonance. This overall frequency resonance is what decides intent, consent, and structure for that person. This means that disciplining and controlling our inner thoughts is extremely important, as these thoughts add accumulative energies to form intent, consent, and authority made under the law. The laws of intent, consent, authority, and structure are purposely hidden and manipulated by the NAA in order to control humans who are not aware of these energetic laws, nor aware that they can gain personal power to regain control over their spiritual and energetic consciousness through the abeyance of these laws.
Now, when you go back to, you know, the connection that is, was, always will be, you go back to your conscious, you go back to the trap of your conscious, right? This is when you realize that, you know, that you are, you know, a conscious being, right? Anything you did in an unknowing state is not on you. But once you are knowing, once you know that you are a conscious being, once you know, now everything you do falls on you. You can choose to put yourself back into the trap. You can choose to act like you fell for a trap. You can choose to act like you fell for it, right? You can walk into something and, oh man, I can't believe no, 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 no. That's you, you know, with the will of knowing, walking into the bullshit, right? Sometimes I walk into bullshit, but I know that I'm walking into bullshit. I just hope that the other persona don't want to continue their bullshit once they see the peace that I come with, right? Once they see the peace and the understanding that I come with, I'm hoping that they don't want to continue their bullshit. But see, that's why we were considered the stiff-necked people at one point. That's why, you know, we are down here in the first place, because people are, you know, creatures of habit. So even if they see you operating in peace, their habit is not of peace. So they don't care that you come in peace. This is why the Bible says that you turn the other cheek, right? Because these people don't care that you come in peace. Yeah, they might fake it and be like, oh, okay, you come in peace. Okay, okay. But then they're going to keep on doing little things that tamper with that peace, that disturbs that peace, that disrupts that peace. You know what I mean? They're going to keep doing things that fuck with that peace, that bothers that peace. Right? So you got to be careful with a lot of stuff, especially in this time, because we're in the time of ascension. So you got to be careful with a lot of stuff and a lot of people.
If you are willing to be a truth seeker, the deception will eventually reveal itself. If you are willing to take responsibility to exert control over your own consciousness, the control mechanism to the collective consciousness that you have been engaged with previously will die. It is only then it is possible to move away from the deception and begin to spiritually develop into new realms of consciousness intelligence. As you increase consciousness intelligence, you will be able to learn how to navigate any kind of physical, mental, emotional challenge, any kind of death process. This breaks the mass hypnosis and spell that you had lived under.
You hear
this
that?
will scare the people around you that are still connected to the consciousness matrix mind control program. When we break away from the mass consciousness programming, it can be very difficult. Yet, retaining our awareness and choosing to stay awake and conscious in all of day-to-day life makes all the difference. It is important to help emphasize to one's mind the possibility, an eventual fact, that consciousness does not need the body to exist. Simply knowing that the consciousness exists after the death of the biology helps one retain dominion over personal consciousness and helps safe passage when leaving the body. Whether in sleep state or meditations, it is important to know and realize that there are many hyperdimensional pockets, trick windows, astral delusions, and consciousness traps that may look like or impersonate doorways to the higher light. These are called false white light traps or false ascension. Spaces. There are also spaces that are used as soul traps or consciousness traps, which are used to keep a person's consciousness stuck like a hamster on a wheel, going in circles and not moving anywhere. This is why discernment and comprehension of how consciousness works and placing your value and attention on developing personal consciousness is so important. False white light and consciousness traps are like machinery. They are not fully sentient. Instead, they are like replicants or artificial intelligence, which may be cognized when one has developed sensory ability and feeling through heart consciousness. When one has a connection with the 12D shield and the heart and spirits of Christ, you will feel the harshness of non-sentient or alien matrices immediately. They feel machined, artificial, metal-like, sharp, may feel or sound tinny like an aluminum foil. When one is active in the pursuit and dedication of expanding one's consciousness, and knowing these consciousness traps do exist, you can avoid them. In some cases, You may even be a part of the grid work teams asked to dismantle them to stop other souls from being trapped inside them. Sometimes, we will be pulled inside these traps to learn about them. The danger is if we allow ourselves to be tricked by the illusion and stay there. These consciousness traps have a certain type of hypnotic feeling, mesmerization, and even addictive or enchantment sensations.
Now, for those who are on YouTube, you might know exactly what we're talking about. For those who have been following us for a while, right? When we came over in that Jaguar right sector, so on and so forth, you might can say that is a form of a conscious trap, right? You can say that the lure of that, right? That constant back and forth negative, that beefing with them, so on and so forth, right? You can see the trap that all of them are in, right? All of them are in that trap, right? Big homie CC, right? You know, Ronnie Bo, you know, Maggie, Legina Gold, all of them are in a conscious trap, right? If you look at Gene Deal, if you look at all these different people that's coming off of this Diddy situation, that's coming off of what's happening in hip hop, that's coming off of what's happening in Hollywood, that's coming off what's happening in Black America culture, whatever you want to call it, right? All of them are stuck in a trap, right? Even the changing up of history and so on and so forth, the disinformation that's coming out, the trauma bonding, victimizing, all of these things are conscious traps, right? And sometimes we as, you know, healers, we as spiritual masters, we put ourselves in situations in order to understand the trap, right? The nonprofit organization that Jaguar has, that she's using as a way for personal, right? The grifting that she's using to go out to dinners with her, you know, fake fiance, right? We have pointed out the numerous things that she is doing as far as her, you know, usage of different substances, so on and so forth. She is a false light, right? And she has other false lights around her, the big homie CC's, the Ronnie Slows, who's going around saying that him and Jaguar is like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, you know, getting together type shit, you know, all of these different false lights, right? And other people are revealing themselves as false lights also, right? People who make phone calls and try to use color as a way to persuade people to not deal with other people of color is asinine and redundant, right? So people will call somebody else and say, yo, you can't mess with this black person, but our black people got to stick together. That don't even make sense right there to me, right? So you have people in this world that operate on confusion, deception, right? It's up to you to have the discernment when you see these people. It's up to you to realize who it is that you're dealing with. It's up to you to, you know, move forward. If that's not your vibrational frequency, then don't vibe with it. You can fall victim to a lot of things. You might run into a lot of people that you think might vibrate, you know, but when you realize that they don't vibrate like you, it's up to you to have that discernment, you know, and cut that off and stop dealing. You know, one's in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Now, we are approaching the 2-hour marker. So I hope you guys enjoyed the live. Like I said, you know, we are going to talk about some other stuff. We are going to get into the spirit of Christ, the consciousness of it, everything like that, how this essence and notion is supposed to be. So we're going to get into a lot of things. I hope you guys put your notification on. You know, I hope you guys stick around for more talks, topics, conversations, right? You know, in the meantime, in between time, right? Know that, you know, you are loved. If somebody told you that you wasn't loved, they lied to you, right? Know that, you know, one's image of oneself should be greater than reality, right? Later on, we are going to hold a live talking about the Trump stuff after we find out what happened at the Trump meeting. that took place today, so on and so forth. So hopefully you'll be a part of that later on today. Like I said, we was going to talk about today the connection to our solar system, to other star constellations, the connection to our soul and everything like that. And remember, as above, so below, as without, so within. Remember those things. As above, so below, as without, so within, right? So, you know, and if nobody told you that they love you today, let me be the first but not the last to tell you that I love you. Greater things are happening. Greater things are happening around us. You know, be a part of that greatness. Be a part of the magic, if you would say. Knowledge and wisdom rules the air. We're in the Aquarius sky, you know. So, Atlas family, y'all know what it is. We're going to the Discord. We're going to have a meeting in the Discord, a little small conversation in the Discord. So if you're a part of the Discord, please try to come over and join the Discord. We're going to have a small conversation in the Discord. You know, some are here, some are not here. We need to find out who's here, who's not here, so I can update my mod list and everything like that. You know, I understand we lost a lot of support, and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's the world has billions of people in it, right? Some are gonna like you, some are not, right? Some are going to base this off of feelings and emotions, some are not. Some are gonna come in with false intentions, you know, and you know, some are gonna move, you know, past. Some come to tarnish relationships, right? They find out who you with and they tarnish that or tear down that, right? Some come to, you know, tear down the Discord, right? They get in the Discord, they create fights with people in the Discord. A lot of people will try to use your mods as a way to attack you, or try to use your supporters on YouTube as a way to attack you. So they'll try to send people over to your you know, Discord or to your page, and you know, after they're seen over there for a while, then they'll say that that's one of your supporters. And then when they say something in their comment section, they'll be like, oh, that's one of Ralph's supporters, that's one of Ralph's supporters, his supporters don't like me, so on and so forth, right? But that's a lie, because everybody that's over here, we did nothing but show love in people comment section, right? Half the time we didn't even say anything. All we did was go in there and say love is love, and they started going off and tripping on us, right? So that's how I know they're lying, right? Because think about it, all we did was go in rooms and say love is love. And they was like, love is not love. Get out of here with that shit. We don't want to hear that love is love shit. Like, literally. So you can't say that it was my supporters, because we conducted ourselves properly. And even if we had certain feelings about you or whatever, we kept that shit to ourselves. And, you know, we still operated on love. We still said love is love. You know what I mean? So, however y'all want to look at this, you know, I think a lot of people are afraid to look at their self in the mirror and check their self with a lot of stuff. So they project whatever, you know, hatred they got going on, you know, whatever they got going on, that's what they portray, you know what I mean? And that's okay too. You know what I mean? It's okay if they portray that. It's okay. Sometimes you can't determine or dictate how somebody else operate. You know, you just gotta, you know, operate how you gonna operate. And that's it. You can't dictate, narrate, or try to direct somebody else's operation. You just gotta continue to operate how you operate. And hopefully, you know, somebody will take heed to that operation. Hopefully somebody will, you know, take heed to that operation, and, you know, so on and so forth. So, however we look at this, man, just stay true to yourself, right? 9 times out of 10, you don't have to be what this world wants you to be. Be what you want to be. And if the world, you're going to find people in the world that accept you for that, right? We're going to be of light, of love, and we're going to find like-minded people that accept us for that. All right? So that's what we're going to do. You know? We're going to let love guide us. All right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to let love guide us and let love lead the way. All right? One's in the chat. One's in the chat. If you enjoyed the live, put a 1 in the chat. Replay game. Make sure you put a comment up. You know, if you go back and watch this live, put a comment up. If you're just waking up, if you're just getting up, if you're just now tuning in, man, love is love, man. Make sure y'all drop a comment on here. All right?
Dividing lines, dividing times. Sometimes not our choosing. If we want more, we should explore. There will be no losing. Let love guide you. Let love be the light. Let love guide you. Let love be the light. Let love guide you. Let love be the light. It's inside you. Shining day.
Hey, love is love. Love is love. Green eyes. Love is love. Namaste. Ashe. Salutations, man. Appreciate y'all.
I know the way. Should we just go follow? Or do the ones who take the lead end up feeling hollow? Blurring lines and blurring times. This is what they're doing. 'Cause if we know inside our hearts, then it's worth pursuing. Let love guide you. Let love be the light. Let love guide you. Let love be the light. Let love guide you. Let love be the light. It's inside you. Shining day and night.
Hey, great things. Great things, people. Great things, man. I appreciate everybody. Let's keep moving forward. Love is love.